Dallas Stars have a golden opportunity awaiting them at the 2026 Entry Draft, and it's up to Dallas Stars management to find their next diamond in the rough. As we welcome into Stars Digest, my name is Matthew Wagner, and as always, be sure to subscribe to Stars Digest. 91% of you guys are not subscribed yet. It's completely free. No money changes hands, and there's daily updates on the Dallas Stars. Be sure to leave a comment. I do read and respond to most of them. I do like the camaraderie we build around here on Stars Digest. We don't have a hive mind, right? It's all about your opinions, your hot takes, your cold takes. What do you think the Stars need to do? What do you think the Stars are good at? Stuff like that. If you want to say, hey, Matthew, first-time fan, love it. Awesome. Love having you here. So, big deep breath, because the Dallas Stars have a very interesting offseason to deal with. So the Dallas Stars have a second-round pick in the 2026 NHL Entry Draft. They should be their first-round pick is property of the New York Rangers, which went towards the Nils Lundqvist trade. So if you look at, I'll throw up a player's stats that I think the Dallas Stars should attack, should go after a player that I think could bring the best of a kind of a hidden gem, so to speak. And I want you guys to guess who you think it might be. As you look at, he's played on the national team program, 46 points, 62 games, not bad. 89 penalty minutes, -10, so kind of a bruiser, you would say, right? You could admit that. 26 penalty minutes, -3 for the junior team. Then you look at the World Junior Championships, 5 points in 5 games. Now that's kind of like World Junior Championships 18. They're kind of like, in my opinion, those are like the playoffs of the national team program. Those are like the playoffs. That's when you get the. So he's a playoff performer, 5 points in 5 games. No, it's not Ryan Robachek. No, it's not Maddox Degnaud. No, it's not Liam Ruck. It is Casey Mutin. Casey Mutin is the guy that I'm going with here. He's projected to go about around 38th overall pick, which is property of the Seattle Kraken. But the golden opportunity lies in what Jim Nill could do. He could package an AHL player and their second-round pick to get that 38th overall pick from Seattle and go and select him. Now, he could fall to the Stars pick, which is 60th. I highly doubt he falls to the 60th pick, but I expect him to fall within that range. He's 6'3", 201 pounds. He's committed to Boston College. He's only 17 years old, so there's a lot of room for him to grow into a great player. 46 points in 62 games for the national team program, as I stated. The reason I think he'll be such a good player is he reminds me a lot of that early Jamie Benn. Now, I know I talked about Emil Hemming kind of also being that Jamie Benn-esque player, but this one really takes off. And I know a lot of Stars fans, if you're getting the PTSD because he's 6'3", 201, oh my God, we might have run into another Riley Tufte situation, because the guy that selected after Riley Tufte was Tage Thompson. Now, I'm going to let Stars fans give them some time. You can pause the video and give you some time to properly panic and scream and cry about us not having Tage Thompson. Okay, welcome back. So, Boston College, he's projected to be a contributor, second-line contributor. I think if he gets into the Stars program and gets into the development program for us, especially with the Texas Stars, we're pretty good at developing young players. He is a USA-born hockey player. He could mesh well. I think he can mesh well on that third line with Oscar Beck, who's another big kind of guy, and throw the body around a lot, right? Maybe he can join up into the higher echelon of the tier of the team, first line, second line type player. The thing is, and I read a lot of his scouting report, Casey Mutin's scouting report, and what that looked like. From my point of view, what I saw from the scouting report was a lot of what Jamie Benn was in his early years. So if I'll pull him up here, Mutin was highly active, flexing a big time motor in his game. His most translatable pattern comes from his ability to finish in the corners and his great passing skill. He shows off NHL caliber playmaking. However, speed and skating need to be improved on. Yeah, so there you go. You can kind of tells you who he kind of is. He's also got they say he's got a bit of a two-way game to him, so that's obviously a big positive for the Dallas Stars, a two-way game, especially on the defensive side. So guys that can break down. He is ranked by the Central Scouting Bureau roughly at 24. So again, he could go early in the rounds. Teams could overdraft and pick him. But I think if he falls in the Stars' lap, this is the guy they got to go with. Now, there's another guy that I talked about that they might have go with if they don't get him, if they don't trade up and get him. And that man, is Brooks Rognowski. I believe I pray that I said that name right. Brooks Rognowski is projected to go around 41st overall, a couple spots later, but I like him because he's a center, right-handed center, which the Stars could always use. Oshawa Generals, he had 23 points, 60 games. So, he's more of a defensive-based forward, but a guy that is kind of like Radek Faksa in a way. So, he's another guy that I would say he could be that step-up type of player. But Casey Mutin, for sure, is the kind of guy that I would say is what the Stars need and the Stars want. Now, I keep going back to the Jim Nill quote, but again, I don't think we got to the hard areas quick enough and hard enough, and it's hard to score in these tight games. Well, clearly this is a guy, this Casey Mutin, as his nickname is what I read here. He's the kind of guy that can bring you there, Jim. He's the kind of guy that, and imagine if Emil Hemming comes into his own and you guys pair him with him. What does that look like? That looks like an absolute dynamic duo that can run around the league. Now, I'm going to bring you in here the draft picks. So we're going to pull this up. Here's some Stars players that they could have drafted, but unfortunately their pick was traded. So you have Jake Guentzel. They could have drafted Jake Guentzel, but that pick was traded to Pittsburgh. They could have had Dominic Kubalik. They could have had Dylan Dubé. I know his past history isn't great, but they could have had him at the time. They could have gotten Matthew Robertson, who's a defenseman for the New York Rangers, who's played very good now. And then the last couple of drafts, Theo Lindstein, the pick was traded to St. Louis. So you could, in essence, could have gotten any of these star players. Unfortunately, it didn't go the way. Now you're probably sitting there, Matthew. This is not good, Matthew. There could be a draft bust. Well, let's look at some of the previous draft busts, right? Tied top 5 draft busts from the Jim Nill era and who they should have drafted. Riley Tufte, 25th overall, could have drafted Tage Thompson. Denis Gurianov, 12th overall, could have drafted Matthew Barzal or Kirill Kaprizov. He was also there. Nishushkin, who went 10th overall, they could have drafted Max Domi. Ty Dellandrea went 13th. They could have drafted Kirill Marchenko. And Radek Faksa, 13th. They could have drafted Andrei Vasilevsky. So think about how much different this team would be with Tage Thompson, Jason Robertson, Matthew Barzal, Max Domi, Kirill Marchenko, and Andrei Vasilevsky. I think call me crazy, but I think with all those extra players on the team, this team could have been a dynasty to be reckoned with. And that's why, in my humble opinion, the Dallas Stars have a golden opportunity to get a player that could just bring them scoring, power down the wings, absolutely an unbelievable player for the Dallas Stars. And we look back to the Gulutzan. The championship window is 2 years back, 4 years forward. You're in it. So this is a player that is still in that window kind of along with Emil Hemming, but could really solidify the future depth and the future stardom for the Dallas Stars. And that is all here for Stars Digest. My name is Matthew Wagner. Go Stars, and we'll see you guys in the next one.